It's amazing to see how Melania Trump's style has changed over the years, from flashy gowns to elegant outfits. She has wowed the fashion world with how smoothly she transitions from big events to daily appearances. The clothes she wears not only show off her style, but also start new trends. Come with us as we look into Melania Trump's amazing style change and the stories behind her most famous looks, pre-First Lady years. It was well known that Melania Trump was a model before she became First Lady. People who work as models wear clothes that fashion experts create and help show off these clothes in fashion shows, magazines, and ads. Melania started modeling when she was in her late teens, and her stunning good looks and stylish clothes helped her get noticed right away. Melania worked with several well-known designers while she was a model. She often wore elegant and glamorous clothes in fashion magazines and ads. Multiple high-end magazines such as Vogue and Harper's Bazaar used her modeling pictures. These magazines are known for writing about high fashion, and Melania's features in them made her famous in the fashion world. The way Melania dressed during these years was a mix of classic grace and modern flair. She wore a range of beautiful dresses, from elegant evening gowns to stylish party dresses. She always dressed in a classy way, and she was very good at picking out clothes that made her look elegant and put together. Her wardrobe was full of well-tailored clothes, fancy jewelry, and fashionable shoes, all of which added to her high-fashion look. One of the most important things about Melania's early style was that she could wear both bold and simple clothes with ease. She was just as good in a fancy dress for the red carpet as she was in a simple but stylish outfit for a picture shoot. Because she could do so many things, artists and photographers loved her. As Melania made more public appearances, people continued to notice the clothes she wore. Each outfit she wore was carefully chosen to show off her sophisticated style and good taste. Her style wasn't just about the clothes she wore, it was also about how she came across. She walked with poise and grace that made her clothes look better. Her wedding dress was one of the most memorable clothes from that time. The dress, which was made by the famous fashion designer John Galliano, was a beautiful example of haute couture. It had delicate lace details, a long train, and a classic shape that made Melania look like a princess from today. Many people liked this dress, and it became one of the most famous pieces of her early public style. Besides her wedding dress, Melania wore a lot of other beautiful clothes to different events. She often wore evening dresses with beautiful lines and high-end fabrics to formal events. For state meals and other important events, she always wore classy clothes with deep colors, intricate patterns, and good materials. Melania kept her stylish and put-together look for less formal events. She often chose well-fitted suits or stylish dresses that were both comfy and classy. Even when she was in a less formal setting, she made sure that the clothes she wore kept up her signature look of elegance and class. When Melania first went out in public, fashionistas and news outlets paid close attention to her style. Many articles and blogs about fashion talked about and praised her clothes for their style and grace. Melania's fashion choices at this time helped make her a well-known figure in the fashion world, where she is known for having great style and high standards. These carefully picked clothes and the way she wore them shaped how people saw her in the beginning. Before she became First Lady, she made a name for herself as a fashion star at every event she attended. When Melania took over as First Lady of the United States, her early style had already had a big effect on the fashion world. From her days as a model to her high-profile public events, her fashion choices showed off her great taste and style. Transition to First Lady. Some really fancy and unique clothes were worn by Melania Trump when she first became First Lady. For all the important events the First Lady has to go to, Melania chose clothes that were both pretty and classy. Melania wore a light blue dress to the first big event, which was Inauguration Day. When the president started his job, it was a very important day. Ralph Lauren is a well-known designer who made Melania's dress. It was smooth and light blue, and it came with gloves that matched. A lot of people thought the dress was beautiful and great for the event. She looked like she was ready for a big event. In her first few months as First Lady, Melania wore a lot of beautiful coats along with the dress. Most of the time, these coats were light colors like light pink or blue. They made her look very classy and put together. To stay warm and look good, she wore these coats over dresses or skirts. She always made sure that her shoes and purses went well with what she was wearing. She liked wearing pretty high heels and stylish handbags that made her look great at all of life's events. Melania's style began to change a bit as her time as First Lady went on. Melanie tried new fashion styles, just like you might switch up your favorite hobby or toy. As she tried out new colors and styles, her clothes started to look a little different. One of the first things that changed was the color of her clothes. She liked light blue and pale pink at first because they were soft and pretty. Soon, though, she started wearing brighter colors like deep green and bright red. Her clothes stood out and looked very lively because of these colors. It looked like she was adding some fun to her outfit. Melania began wearing different kinds of clothes as well. At first, she wore mostly classic and classy clothes. Later on, though, she wore dresses with cool colors and one-of-a-kind styles. She wore a dress with pretty flowers on it, for instance, which was bright and stood out. These new clothes showed that she was having fun with her style and trying out new trends. The things she wore also got more interesting. It became a fashion statement for her to wear big, fancy jewelry like chains and earrings that sparkle. These accessories gave her clothes a lot of sparkle and made her look even more beautiful. It looked like her clothes had a little extra shine to them. While Melania was First Lady, her style kept changing and growing. While she tried new things, she always made sure to look classy and beautiful. Her style became a mix of classic grace and the latest fashion trends, which made her look stylish and new. Iconic looks and fashion statements. As First Lady, Melania Trump often wore clothes that stood out and made people remember her. Many of the clothes in her wardrobe became famous and will be remembered for a long time. She picked out each outfit with great care to fit the event and show off her style. A famous outfit of hers was the white coat she wore to the inauguration of her husband. The coat, which stood for a new beginning, was both beautiful and strong. Melania's clothes at state dinners and foreign trips also got a lot of attention. It was important for her to look stylish and right to promote the country at these events. While she was with these people, she wore dresses that were both beautiful and respectful of their customs and cultures. Her signature clothes were a mix of old and new styles. Her clothes always stood out, whether she was going to a fancy event or just going about her day. Melania's clothes often had clean lines, high-end materials, and sophisticated cuts that made her look elegant and stylish. Melania Trump wore a beautiful light blue Ralph Lauren dress on Inauguration Day. This dress wasn't just any dress, it was packed with great care for this important event. It set a classy mood for the day, and the light blue color was soft and beautiful. The dress had a classic, elegant look to it, with a high neck and a belt that made her waist stand out. The matching gloves were a unique touch that made the outfit look more elegant and well-dressed. It was important that Ralph Lauren, a famous American designer, was chosen. This outfit was a nod to American style and the custom of dressing formally for big events. The dress stood out because it was simple but beautiful. It was one of the most talked-about dresses she wore as First Lady because it had just the right amount of style and grace for such an important event. This dress wasn't just a piece of clothes, it said something. It proved that Melania could dress in both classic and current styles. People liked how pretty the dress was, and how it made Melania look both calm and stylish, which set the tone for her role as First Lady. Melania's clothes were often the center of attention at state meals and when she went on trips abroad. These events were very important, and the clothes she wore had to show both her style and respect for the country that was hosting. She wore a beautiful white gown to a state dinner that stood out. The dress was beautiful, with detailed details and a flowing shape that made her look like a picture of beauty. There was a sophisticated feel to the event, and the dress was great for the formal setting. Melania also made fashion statements with the clothes she wore when she went abroad. She wore a stylish navy blue dress and coat that matched when she went to France. This was in line with French fashion customs. She chose a classy dress with a dragon pattern for a trip to China as a nod to Chinese culture and to show her respect for the host country's history. These clothes were more than just a way to look good. They were also a way to show respect for other cultures. The clothes Melania wore to these international events showed how well she could combine style and tact, making each outfit an important part of her job as First Lady. By wearing casual and everyday clothes, Melania still looked stylish when she wasn't going to official events. Every day she dressed in a stylish but casual way that showed a more personal side of her style. For casual events, Melania often wore classic clothes like tailored pants, stylish shirts, and classy sweaters. These clothes were stylish and comfortable, great for running chores or just taking it easy. She also wore dressy but comfortable clothes that were easy to move around in. Her casual style was a mix of simple and classy, showing that even casual clothes could be stylish. Melania's everyday style was all about comfort without giving up style. Because she paid attention to the little things and chose nice fabrics, she could make even easy outfits look stylish. People could see into her personal style through this part of her clothing, which showed that she was both stylish and easy to talk to in real life. Fashion designers and collaborations. Some fashion makers that Melania Trump really liked made her look great. Imagine having a favorite artist who paints beautiful pictures for you. That's kind of how Melania chose the designers who made her stunning clothes. A brand that Melania liked a lot was Ralph Lauren. People know him for making clothes that look classic and classy. Melania's lovely light blue dress that she wore to the inauguration was made by Ralph Lauren. It was unique because it was simple but very classy, perfect for the big event. Ralph Lauren's clothes often had a classic and classy look that made them great for important events. Melania also liked the work of Dolce & Gabbana. Their bright and fancy clothes make them famous. Dolce & Gabbana made Melania some really beautiful clothes, like skirts with pretty patterns and thick fabrics. Their clothes are known for being bold and glitzy, which went well with Melania's classy style. Melanie also wore clothes by Michael Kors, Gucci, and other well-known brands. Trendy and stylish clothes are made by Michael Kors, and Gucci is known for its high-end and one-of-a-kind ideas. Each designer added something unique to Melania's clothes that made them look beautiful. Melania sometimes wore clothes that were made just for her. Custom patterns mean that the clothes were made just for her to fit perfectly and match her style. You'll feel like you have a toy that was made just for you. For instance, Melania Trump's Ralph Lauren dress on Inauguration Day wasn't just any dress. It was made just for her. It was made with Melania in mind by Ralph Lauren and his team, who made sure it was perfect for the big event. Custom designs are great because they are one of a kind and can be made to fit the person who wears them. For important events like state meals and official trips, Melania also wore outfits that were made just for her. The themes of these clothes were chosen with care, and some of them even had special touches to honor the country she was visiting. As an example, Melania wore a dress with a dragon pattern when she went to China. This was a nod to Chinese culture and a sign of respect for her hosts. Designers like Dolce & Gabbana worked with Melania to make one-of-a-kind items that you couldn't find anywhere else. Because of these partnerships, Melania was able to wear clothes that were both stylish and appropriate for the event she was going to. Collaborations and custom designs were important to Melania because they let her wear unique clothes that made her stand out. Each piece was made with great care to make sure it fit her perfectly and looked great at the event she was going to. But on a much bigger scale, it was like having a unique outfit made just for you. Evolution of style. She changed a lot of her style while she was First Lady, just like how your favorite shows or games may change over time. At first, she dressed in simple, classy clothes, like the light blue dress she wore on the day of the inauguration. For big, important events, this style was very classy and perfect. However, Melania began to try new things with her clothes over time. She started to dress in brighter colors and different styles, like dresses with fun patterns and big shapes. It was like she was looking through a brand new wardrobe full of fun clothes. She even wore jewelry that made a statement, like big earrings and necklaces with lots of stones. This made her clothes look even better. She also changed her style to keep up with the latest fashions. Like how you might try out new games or toys that are popular, Melania tried out new styles that were in style. This made sure that her clothes always looked stylish and up-to-date. The places Melania went also affected the clothes she wore. When she went to different countries, her clothes often showed the customs and history of those places. That is, when she went to China, she wore a dress with a dragon on it, as a nod to Chinese culture. It showed that she liked and valued the country she was in. For Melania, these trips around the world were like a big fashion journey. She chose clothes that were both stylish and true to the place and people she was meeting. She picked her clothes with care to fit the event and show that she thought about where she was. Melania Trump's style legacy. It's interesting to see how Melania Trump's style is different and the same as that of other first ladies. Like how every superhero has their outfit, each first lady has her style when it comes to what she wears. Melania's style was often more modern and sleek, and she paid close attention to what was out there in fashion at the time. Jacqueline Kennedy and Michelle Obama, two first ladies who came before her, had very standard and unique styles. For instance, Jacqueline Kennedy wore suits and skirts that made her famous, and Michelle Obama often wore bright and bold clothes that showed off American designers. Melania's style was a mix of classic grace and the latest fashion trends. This made her look classy and up-to-date, which made her stand out from other first ladies in a special way. People may remember Melania Trump's style in the future because it had both old and new aspects. She dressed in stylish ways that showed how fashion can change and adapt over time. This could make future first ladies want to mix old and new styles to make their own fashion statements. Some might say that Melania's style is a mix of class and modern edge, showing that fashion can be both classic and up-to-date. Future first ladies might be inspired by her to have fun with their clothes and mix classic grace with fresh, new styles. Melania Trump's style evolution is truly captivating. From classic elegance to bold statements, her fashion journey is nothing short of extraordinary. Don't miss out. Hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stunning fashion insights.